Hello everyone. In today's video, I want to show you why you may be having memory loss or you are forgetting all the time. If you are still new to our channel, we request you to subscribe because this motivates me to create more content for you. Basically, memory loss people always experiencing memory loss or forgetfulness when they are the age of 60 years and above, and that is the process of what we call aging or proper aging. So when someone reaches the age of 60 years, that is when some of them, we have the brain cells, they start wearing off. Okay? But if you are forgetting when you are below the age of 60, is that there must be something that is causing you to have what we call memory loss. And these are some of the factors that we are going to look at. So the first factor which may be making you to forget, it may be because you have poor sleep. Okay, you may not be giving yourself time to rest, time to sleep. Okay, now when we talk about sleep, like you may be having poor sleep or you are not giving yourself time to sleep, and that is what we call sleep deprivation. Okay, there are also some people who have what we call sleep disorders, where someone is not having enough sleep. So during sleep is when the brain is able to store the new information. So if you are not having sleep, you are not giving your brain time to store information, so that if you need that information, like you need to record some information that you kept back, like looking for something that you kept somewhere, okay, in the house. So if you have not given your brain time to store such kind of information, then you may be starting to have what we call forgetfulness or memory loss. Okay, so we need to understand the brain. Brain's center for memory is called the hippocampus. So the hippocampus is the center in the brain which controls memory. It is responsible for storing new information. It is responsible for organizing information, okay, storing it in places so that in case you need that information, then it goes back and retrieves this for you, or it goes and gets that information back for you. Okay, so this part of the brain, it is affected by many factors. Okay, so it is the brain's memory center or control center. Okay, so when we talk about that, it's like an organized secretary. It needs to have time to stamp the information that this information is this one, is supposed to be here. This information was in it was in this date. Okay, for example, maybe you had an event. Okay, maybe say you had a function. Say you had this function in the year 1995 in this date and this date. Then it stores it with the correct dates. Okay. Reason number 2 is that you may be experiencing what we call stress. Okay, you can be experiencing stress, anxiety, or depression. Okay, many people think when they have depression, anxiety, or stress, they may think they are having memory loss. Okay, like they are starting to forget, but the real problem is that they're having difficulty or they're having poor attention. Okay, basically when you have depression, you have anxiety, you have stress, okay, they make you not to focus on one thing. Okay, your brain does not focus on one thing. It's like, for example, who are anxious, you are worried about food, you are worried how your children are going to study, you are worried about how you are going to pay back the loans, you are worried about you are losing someone in your relationship. So the brain does not have time to store or to focus and store such kind of information for you with the exact dates. Okay, so this one may be looked at like in terms of having what we call memory loss, but it is because you are experiencing anxiety, you may be experiencing depression, or you may be having what we call a stress disorder, like especially when you have what we call chronic stress. For example, chronic stress is that the stress that you have to live with it every day. For example, maybe you lost your beloved one, maybe your wife, your husband. So every time you have memories of this. Or maybe you have a broken relationship where you went ahead and you separated or you divorced. So every time you have such kind of experiences, they make you to lose your focus. Okay, like attention is the ability for you to focus on a particular task which is there at the moment. So these conditions affect your focus. They affect your attention to do something. Okay, so if you are still new to our channel, I request you to subscribe, because this motivates me to create more content for you. So we are also looking out for partners who can come and partner with us. We continue uh, spreading mental health messages, because research shows that about 32% of Ugandans have mental illness, and majority of these people don't have access to a mental health worker or a psychiatric clinical officer like me. Okay, and also research also has shown us that 70% of mental patients, they first seek religious leaders before looking for a mental health profession. So we need to bridge up this gap, and therefore we are looking out for individuals who can support our mental health outreach programs, people who can support our mental health awareness programs in the communities, on radios. Okay, so our numbers are just on the screen. You can get in touch with me, and we shall be grateful to have you on our team. Reason number 3 is that work overload and burnout. Okay, over multitasking, or like if you are doing so many tasks at the same time, okay, it makes the brain not to store information in the way that's supposed to store it. Okay, think of it like having a phone where the phone has, for example, let's say the phone has what we call a memory of 4 GB. Okay, and you are using that uh, to open videos. You are using it on the Chrome, and you are opening different uh, you are using it to store some information. You are saving some videos, some files on the same phone, on the same memory on the phone. So you find that that space on the phone, which is the 4 GB, it find that its space is going to be occupied. Okay, and the phone going to start freezing. Why? Because it doesn't have enough space for working. It doesn't have enough working space. So if you are overworking, or you are having what we call burnout, you are overworking yourself, you are doing so many tasks at the same time, then you are going to experience what we call memory loss. Okay, the brain is not going to have time to store the information that you need in your life, which is important to you. So that is one of the reasons also why you may be experiencing memory loss, and yet you are a person who is below the age of 60 years. Another thing is that majority of people that I see who are experiencing memory loss is that you may have gone through what we call traumatic event. You may have gone through a very bad experience in your life, which may be life-threatening. For example, people who are having what we call post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Okay, you may have gone through such experiences. For example, you have witnessed your relatives being killed. Okay, and if you are someone out there and you are watching this video and they have gone through this, please, I request you to think for medical advice so that they can support you. Okay, so people who normally who go through traumatic experiences, for example, you have gone through defilement or rape. Okay, you may be having memory loss, that sometimes these people they start forgetting important things in their lives. Okay, someone forgets where they have placed their phone, they forget about where they have placed maybe the key, maybe some important things. Maybe someone has gone to the house, you want to pick some items, and when he reaches the house, he forgets. Why? This may be as a result of you having what we call maybe as a result of you going through a traumatic experience. For example, you have seen your beloved ones being killed, maybe your father. Okay, like if you are coming from a war zone area, you see your relatives being killed, so those memories will keep on coming back. Okay, maybe you are, as a child, there are some bad experiences that you went through. For example, we have had in families where we find younger children being mistreated by stepfathers, even their own relatives. We find children being defiled at very early age. So those kind of experiences, they can make you to have memory loss in the future. Okay, why does this happen? Is that the brain's memory center, which is the hippocampus, which is responsible for storing information, is not good at handling stress. Okay, so this kind of experiences, this kind of bad experiences, they go and activate what we call fight flight system. That this system is the one which makes us to flee away from danger. So all the time your brain is like a fire alarm. It is looking out for danger. Where is could there be someone coming again to do the same thing on me, or to maybe to defile me, or to kill me? So the brain is always looking out for danger. So in this kind of process, you find that the new information is not always stored. Okay, it's like prioritizing. The brain is prioritizing safety over storing new information. Okay, that's the reason why you may be forgetting some of the important things in your life. Okay, then also we could also be forgetfulness could be because of alcohol misuse. So if you are someone who is abusing alcohol, you a good drinker of alcohol, maybe you take a lot of alcohol, especially if you are in Uganda, like for example, take warrage. The warrage damages the brain. That one is 50% alcohol. Okay, so and even some of the wines, they also have high alcohol content, so that this one affects your brain. Okay, they go and disrupt the memory center. Okay, the memory center wants to communicate, because the memory center is like they have cells which communicate with one another. So when this alcohol reaches there, it disrupts the communication between the brain cells. So this cell is supposed to transmit information to the other person, but it cannot transmit at the right time. So you start having what we call memory loss. But also alcohol leads to what we call thiamine deficiency. Okay, so instead of the thiamine being utilized or absorbed into your system, there is what we call thiamine deficiency, and this is very important in the transmission of messages within the brain. Okay, so alcohol does a lot in memory loss. That's why people, when they are intoxicated, or when they have drunk a lot of alcohol and alcohol has taken control of them, they do certain things, and when tomorrow they wake up, they are not able to tell us what really happened. Why? Because the alcohol disorganizes the brain's functioning, especially the memory center, control center. Okay. Then another factor which may be making you to forget a lot, and yet you are below the age of 60, is maybe you had what we call brain injury. Okay, if you get an accident and maybe your brain is affected in one way or the other, is that you can have a short-term memory loss or a long-term effect. It can have a short-term or a long-term effect on your brain, and some of these things can be shown on a brain CT scan. Like if there is a certain center in the brain which is affected, e.g., the memory center, okay, you find that you can be experiencing what we call memory loss. Why? Because of the accident that you had or the head injury that you had, so it has affected you. You cannot recall some of these things. Okay. As we are concluding, we also look at physical conditions. Okay. Under physical condition, we are going to look at what we call medications and side effects. So we have different types of medications for people like who are having depression, people who are having hypertension. Some of this medication, they cause what we call sedation. They make you to sleep. Okay, when someone sleeps, some of them they become confused. So if you have that during that time of confusion and sedation, is that you may be experiencing what we call memory loss, which is due to the drugs that you are swallowing. Okay, if you have found this information helpful, please share it with other people. And if you are still new to our channel, please may you subscribe. And also we are welcoming people to come and partner with us so that we can continue promoting mental health in our communities. We want to see communities which are productive, okay? Communities which are having good mental health. And this one comes through creating community dialogues, having community mental health dialogues to reduce the knowledge gap, because there is a lot of stigma and people are engaging themselves in witchcraft. They think mental illness is caused by witchcraft. But if you partner with us, that kind of support will help us to reach out to more people with mental health messages. And also, we want also to continue going to Nachivale to continue supporting people who are experiencing trauma, who are running away from Congo, from Sudan, who are running away from Somalia because of the war which is in those areas. So your support matters a lot. And if you are experiencing what we call memory loss, please, you can check out with your doctor. He can be able to support you. And in the next video, I'll also show you maybe how you can overcome memory loss. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video.